How's it going, folks? Nerdy John here, and today I'm talking about Ruby Frank, aka 8 Passengers Vlog Mom. You guys are familiar with the vlog channel at all? Uh, this is a woman whose entire online presence was basically her kids. It's one of these standard family vlog channels where they just stick the camera in their kid's face and that's how they make money from it. What made her family vlog channel different, however, was the fact that she was a very strict Mormon parent. Like there's a clip out there of her son talking about how he's only just recently been allowed to be in his room because he was grounded from being in his room and he had to sleep on a beanie bag. There's another clip of her punishing her kids without food because they're responsible for making their own food. And when the school tried to give them a lunch, she forbade it. There's also another pretty funny clip where she just goes like full Karen. And she gets mad because the school wanted to do like a flash mob dance with the Flow Rida beat to it, and she was very appalled by the fact that they wanted her kids to participate in pop culture. Again, that's coming from the family vlog channel mom, by the way. Well, about a year ago, they decided to stop doing the 8 Passengers channel and basically private all of the videos. And she started doing this connections organization YouTube thing. This other woman named Judy, and it was odd because a majority of her family wasn't with her during this. Ruby, the mom, it was her and her 2 youngest kids that were with Judy. And Judy, by the way, is a a deplorable character in herself. She actually lost her license for therapy in like 2012 because she was sharing private information with the Mormon Church. Yeah, there's a whole minefield with that woman in particular. But anyway, Ruby had her 2 youngest kids at Jody's compound, and the son, who was 12 years old, escaped and ran to the nearest neighbor, which to my knowledge was about like half a mile away. And when he showed up there, he had marks on him from rope and duct tape. He had open wounds. He was malnourished and dehydrated. And then when police raided Jody's compound, they found the 10-year-old girl in a similar state. And both Ruby and Jody have been arrested at this point and are facing severe charges. Let me play a clip from NBC News.
Police say this is the house a young child escaped from and went to a neighbor's house asking for food and water. They said that child was severely malnourished along with another one they found inside the same home. Now, we talked to neighbors in this area and they said that they don't really know the homeowner of this home very well, but she's in business with a woman who has gained a huge following online with YouTube videos getting hundreds of thousands of views.
So being a mom's a full-time job, but
Popular Utah family vlogger Ruby Franke was arrested Wednesday. The 41-year-old mother of 6 is known for sharing clips of her children's daily lives on their now defunct YouTube channel, 8 Passengers.
No.
Today, she and her business
My bedroom was
partner,
taken
Jody
away for
Hildebrand,
7
are
months
accused
and
of
then give it back
abusing
like
some
a
of
couple
them.
weeks.
I've had my phone
No.
for like a day.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago.
Police say a clearly malnourished 12-year-old child crawled out of the window of Hildebrand's Ivans area home. A neighbor called 911 when he showed up at their house asking for food and water. Officers say his wrists were duct taped. He had wounds from being tied up across his body. Investigators say they found a 10-year-old girl inside the same house who was also malnourished. Frankie's family vlogs ended without a specific reason given. Frankie now works for the Utah County company Connections along with Hildebrandt. It's described as a treatment program for those with mental health and addiction issues. Connections has been the subject of a lot of controversy, specifically for its teachings on parenting. Many of Frankie's siblings are also online content creators. Her sisters released a social media statement saying, quote, "Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe." Frankie's eldest daughter, Sherry, posted this picture on Instagram with the caption, "Finally." In the next slide, she said her family is glad justice was served. She wrote, quote, "We've been trying to tell police and CPS for years about this," end quote. The Santa Clara Ivins Police Department did not provide an update on the children's condition. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Frankie is still in custody. At this point, we know the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department is working with the Springville Police Department on this case. We will continue to bring you updates as we get them, both down here in southern Utah and up in Utah County.
No one's surprised. As a result of this, her channel has been terminated, as well as the Connections channel as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if that organization itself gets a separate investigation, because everything I've seen from that looks like it's a cult. Jody has this thing where she advocates for the women to stay away from the husbands and make sure the kids cut off all contact with them, which, if you guys are familiar with like Mormon culture or religion at all, that is very, very strange for her to advocate for, because Mormons advocate for a very traditional nuclear family type of value situation. But even factoring in how strict Mormons already are, Ruby was just like on another level of ridiculousness. I mean, we all have been seeing it on the YouTube channel with how she treats her kids. Several people have made careers off of making videos off these people. Marky has been a creator who's covered them for about 5 years. Jay Aubrey did a massive, over 1 hour video on them. So it's not like they've never been in the limelight before, or like her weird parenting behavior has never been unnoticed. It's just, unfortunately, it took an extreme situation like this in order to bring to light what had happened. And it's really horrifying to think what would happen if the son didn't escape. Like, what was going to happen to them if he didn't do what he did and he made that hard journey to the neighbors? Because I imagine he probably was in a state where he probably didn't even want to move at all, given the fact that apparently his injuries were so severe that he had to be I think he's all right now, but apparently his injuries were worse than his sister's. And the family has already made comments on the situation, and it's a bit weird. Ruby's sister has commented that like they stayed silent for the sake of the kids. But I don't know, me personally, if you're seeing that the kids are being hurt, and like this isn't the first time something like this has happened, then why did you stay silent on it for so long? And I would imagine her husband, to be clear, the husband has not been arrested. I believe he was brought in for questioning, like about his wife's or former wife's behavior. But I don't know. I feel like if he didn't participate in it, he definitely was aware of it to some degree. But again, I don't know. They're doing a investigation on this, and I think it's look, always innocent until proven guilty. But my gut instinct says she's pretty guilty on this one. It doesn't seem like she's going to escape this at all. And I had a fun time covering this over at my live stream, Nerdy Live episode 60, and then we finished it off on K-Huck's channel. So please go check those out. I'll have probably some links to those in the description below. And I'll try to keep you guys updated on the situation. And a hot take, guys, don't abuse your kids. Again, hot take, just saying. This is Nerdy John, signing out. Take care. Hi, this is Nerdy John during the editing of this. My apologies, I almost forgot to thank all of our lovely members for the channel. I want to thank Marbles, Xylee Gets Real, Behearted, Voltage Mike, Mike the Bike, Abby Blackbird, Spectre, Rachel, Doug, Annie, Maggot Edits, Dawn, Laura Lee, Raps Chick, Matt Pitt, Plants, Lucid Enemy, Listed Assassin, Not Your Boy, Weird Collar Guy, Default 89, Muldoon, Pigeon Salad, Huggy, A1C, Peepaw Riveter, and K-Huck. Again, thank you all for being members of the channel.